Under God, under the gun. A New Jersey family suing its school district saying that the phrase should be removed from the Pledge of Allegiance because it violates this particular family's atheist beliefs. Well, this high school senior won't let it happen. Samantha Jones is leading a different fight to keep the pledge just the way it is, God and all. Samantha, good to have you.
Glad to be here.
Why did you get involved?
I got involved when my dad brought it to the family when he first heard about the lawsuit. I got involved. This is so important to me because I've recited the pledge since I've been like a little kid.
Right.
The phrase "One Nation Under God" sums up the history and values that I've always learned about in my history classes because it acknowledges that our rights don't come from the government but from a higher power, so they can't take away the rights.
Now, this atheist family argues it's offensive to them, so that in deference to them, you shouldn't say it. You say what?
America is a very diverse country. So many different people with a lot of different beliefs call this country home. I think that everyone's beliefs, including atheists, are protected by the phrase "One Nation Under God," because again, it does acknowledge that our rights don't come from the government, but from a higher power. So they can't take away the basic human rights it did not create.
What have you heard from your friends?
I've gotten encouragement. They're all standing behind me and they think it's awesome that I'm doing this. I'm standing up for not only me and my family, but for the rest of the country as well, including the atheists.
Now, you come from a religious family?
I do, yes.
You pray?
Yes.
What do you think of the fact that increasingly a large number of people, not just young, don't?
I guess it's the same way that America is a very diverse country. I don't think that it's as much about religion as it is about our rights. Everyone has the right to remain silent, but they don't have the right to silence everybody else. And I feel that taking "Under God" out of the pledge is then silencing me.
Are you ever worried? You sound like a great kid, but that other kids might say it's not cool to be talking about God. It's not cool to be talking about religious stuff.
I don't care, honestly. This is what I believe in, and
even though this was involved something that wasn't even your school district, but you got involved. You risked a lot. You put a lot out on the line.
Well, I figure he died for me. Might as well stand up for his name.
You know, people look at the pledge and they say, well, the "Under God" thing was actually added 12 years later.
Yes.
In 1954. So they said, well, what is she, or family, or those who make a big deal of this? What are they making such a fuss over? It was something that was added anyway, years later. And this atheist family just wants it back to what it was pre-1954. What do you say?
"Under God" was put in the pledge, and President George Washington and President Abraham Lincoln both use it as a unifier for our country. I believe that "Under God" does unify our country because it brings together everyone's religion, everyone's beliefs in just one statement.
You're 17 years old. You see all the fighting going on back and forth in the country. Do you ever think, you know, we could all use a little more God?
I personally do believe that, yes.
And when you hear fights like this and that it's controversial to take on groups that want to take God out of the Pledge of Allegiance, you still fight. It's an uphill battle. We live in a media world where, you know, God isn't cool. You still plan to keep doing this?
Absolutely. Absolutely I will. They don't have to say it, and I don't have to say it if I don't want to, but I want to, because this is what I believe in. They can sit down if they don't want to say it, but I'm going to stand up and say it.
Well, good for you. My sons are a little younger, but I do want to see if I can introduce you to them. I digress. Samantha Jones, well, good for you. You were raised very well, young lady.
Thank you.
I see your dad back there. He did a good job, but I'm sure it's the mom. But anyway, thank you very much, Samantha. Good luck in all of this.